You've given her everything and she still drifts away. Let's uncover why your kindness never feels like enough. How many nights have you stayed up, wondering why nothing you do ever seems to matter? How many times have you replayed every conversation, every gift, every sacrifice, hoping you'd find the moment she stopped caring? You're not alone in this. Every good man has felt that ache in his chest when she pulls away, no matter how much of himself he offered. Because here's the truth. Nobody told you. Effort doesn't guarantee desire. It never has doubt. It feels noble to keep showing up, to prove you're dependable, to be the man who never wavers. But deep down, you already sense its certainty kills curiosity. When she knows exactly how far you'll go, she stops wondering how far you become a constant, predictable, easy to take for granted. Think about it. Would you crave something that's always there, no matter how you treat it? There's a reason you feel empty. A reason your heart hurts every time you text her first and she leaves you on read. It's not because you're unworthy. It's because you gave her everything before she ever earned it. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. It's time you remembered that. Drop a comment if you've ever felt invisible. No matter how much you tried, you've been told your whole life that if you give more and show up more, eventually she see your worth. But the truth is, that's the exact mindset keeping you invisible. Most men think love is a scoreboard. That if you just stack enough good deeds, if you remember her birthday, reply to every text in seconds, and always say yes, she finally feel what you feel. But attraction doesn't work like that. Desire doesn't respond to effort. It responds to energy. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how the man she can't stop thinking about isn't the one who does the most? He's the one who feels uncheckable. The one who knows who he is without her applause. It's not about changing everything you are. It's about stripping away the part of you that thinks your value depends on her recognition. She doesn't ignore you because you're too kind. She ignores you because you've become predictable. Because you've given her the ending of the story before she ever earned the plot. Why would she chase what she already owns? Why would she wonder about a man who never leaves any mystery? I know you felt it, that hollow ache when you realize she only reaches out when she's bored, when she wants comfort she hasn't earned. And every time you answer, hoping this time will be different. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Epictetus, comment below if you're ready to stop performing for approval and start standing in your worth. You think you're doing everything right. You're always available, always answering, always showing up before she even asks. But what if that's exactly why she's drifting away? When you make a woman too comfortable, she stops feeling the spark that makes her heart race. Predictability feels safe, but safety isn't what fuels attraction. Imagine watching the same movie every single night. No twists, no tension. No moments when you lean forward, wondering what comes next. After a while, it doesn't matter how good the story is, you stop caring. You start reaching for something, anything that feels unpredictable. That's how she feels when you never pull back, when you never give her a chance to wonder about you. Your constant presence becomes background noise. She knows exactly how you'll respond. She knows you'll always say yes. She knows you'll always be there, no matter how little she invests in you. When was the last time she wondered where you were? When did she last feel the thrill of not knowing if she had you completely? You felt it, haven't you? That sinking feeling when she stops texting back with the same excitement, when she starts taking longer to reply, when your good morning messages go unanswered. Absence sharpens love. Presence strengthens it. Thomas Fuller, if you've ever felt yourself becoming invisible by being too available, comment below with no more comfort zone. She doesn't daydream about a man she fully understands, when she knows every move you'll make, every word you'll say, and exactly how far you'll go to keep her happy. Something begins to fade inside her. Curiosity dies. Desire is built on a subtle tension and unspoken question of, does he need me as much as I think he does? When you erase all uncertainty, you erase the electricity that makes her lean forward. Replay your words and feel that rush in her chest. Think about a movie with no plot twists. You can admire the production, you can respect the effort, but you won't feel compelled to watch it again. The outcome is too obvious to be exciting. That's exactly how she feels when you never leave space, when you respond in seconds, when you never say no, when you never break the rhythm of your own giving. Ask yourself, when was the last time she actually wondered what you were thinking? When did she feel that flicker of curiosity that made her check her phone twice just to see if you'd replied? You've been there. Sitting by the screen, waiting for her message, trying to craft the perfect reply so she won't lose interest. But she already has, because she doesn't have to work for your attention anymore, where mystery begins. Possibility lives. Room if you're ready to bring curiosity back into your connections. Drop a comment saying, no more certainty. You think you're showing her love by always being there. But in reality, you're making it impossible for her to feel anything at all. Certainty removes the unknown. And the unknown is where attraction lives and breathes. When she can predict every word, every gesture, every plan you make, there's no suspense left to hold her attention. Imagine a candle burning day and night without pause. At first, it glows warm and steady. But eventually, the wax melts away and the flame sputters out, not because it wasn't strong, but because it was never given space to rest. That's what happens when you make yourself too obvious. She can't miss you because you never give her the chance to. There's no question in her mind, no tension in her chest, no curiosity about who you are when you're not orbiting her. How can she crave you when she never has the chance to wonder where you went? When was the last time you let silence work in your favor instead of trying to fill it with constant reassurance? You've probably stood outside her place more times than you'd admit, just waiting, hoping that showing up again and again would somehow prove your worth. But all it did was prove there was nothing left for her to discover. Absence is to love what wind is to fire. It extinguishes the small, it inflames the great. Quand de Bussy Rabidani, if you're ready to bring mystery back into your life. Comment below with, I will no longer be predictable. She doesn't want a man who tiptoes around her feelings. She wants a man who can meet her intensity with grounded strength. Polarity is the force that makes attraction magnetic. It's the dance between your unshakable presence and her natural desire to test your limits. When you bend over backwards, when you try to anticipate every mood and soften every edge, you collapse the tension she needs to feel alive around you. Imagine two dancers in perfect sync. If one loses their frame, if one forgets to hold their position, the entire dance falls apart. There's no more balance, no more chemistry. Just one person carrying the other. That's what happens when you become her emotional doormat. You're not leading. You're not inspiring respect. You're just reacting to her every whim, hoping that your compliance will keep her close. But respect isn't born in the absence of boundaries. It's born when you stand firm in what you believe. Even when she challenges you, when was the last time you calmly held your ground instead of apologizing for it? How often have you confused Being agreeable with being strong? You've been there. She says something sharp to see how you'll react. And instead of breathing, holding your space, you scramble to fix it. You shrink. You trade your backbone for her fleeting approval. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one, Marcus Aurelius, if you're ready to hold your frame no matter what. Comment, I will be the rock. You don't have to chase her to prove your worth. In fact, the moment you stop running after her is the moment she starts wondering why you're no longer in her shadow. Emotional detachment isn't about shutting down or pretending you don't care. It's about standing so firmly in your own. Value that her approval feels optional, not essential. That's the difference between a man who reacts and a man who leads. Think of a mountain. No matter how fierce the wind, no matter how hard the rain, it doesn't crumble or plead for mercy. It stays exactly where it is, unmoved, unshaken. That's what your presence feels like when you stop hinging your self-worth on her attention. And here's the paradox: women are magnetized to that calm, grounded energy. When you no longer flinch at her distance, when you no longer need her to validate your masculinity, she feels something she can't explain. It's respect. It's curiosity. It's the spark that makes her want to come closer. What if you let her pull away without trying to rescue her feelings? What if you trusted that the right connection doesn't require you to sacrifice your peace? You've sat there watching the typing bubble appear and disappear, your heart sinking with every second of silence. You felt your confidence drain because you thought her response determined your value. But you were wrong. Care about what other people think and you will always be their prisoner. Wallace, if you're ready to stop chasing and start attracting. Comment below with I choose detachment. There's a moment when a man decides he's done begging to be chosen. That moment is the birth of true respect. When you set clear standards, when you decide that not everyone gets access to your time, your heart, your energy, everything about the dynamic shifts. Suddenly, you're not the predictable fallback. You're the prize she has to earn. Imagine being a rare gem behind a velvet rope. Everyone can admire it, but not everyone gets to touch it. That's not arrogance, it's self-respect. And the truth is, women feel a deep pull toward men who hold themselves to a higher standard, because it forces them to rise up or fall away. Think about how many times you answered the late-night texts even when you knew you deserved better. How often you canceled your plans to be available. All the times you swallowed your frustration because you were afraid she'd leave if you showed your backbone. That stops now. What if you finally drew a line in the sand? What if you told yourself, if she can't meet me here, she doesn't belong in my life? You felt the hollow regret that comes from saying yes when everything inside you was screaming no. You've watched her lose respect with every boundary you refuse to enforce. Respect yourself enough to walk away from anything that no longer serves you, grows you, or makes you happy. Robert Shu, if you're ready to stop settling and start demanding more, comment below with my standards are rising. You don't have to convince anyone to see your value when you live like a man who knows it already, when you own your presence. When you walk into a room without needing permission to take up space, she feels something shift. It's not about arrogance or playing games. It's about embodying purpose so completely that her curiosity becomes unavoidable. Imagine a star in the night sky. It doesn't flicker harder just because someone's watching. It doesn't shine brighter to earn approval. It simply radiates because that's what it was born to do. When you become that steady, that grounded, you stop worrying whether she's looking. And ironically, that's exactly when she starts. Every time you put your mission first. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you create a gravity that draws people in. You stop orbiting her and start becoming the center of your own universe. That's the moment she feels pulled to you, not out of desperation, but out of pure, honest desire. When was the last time you did something just for you? No audience, no validation, no hidden agenda. What if you decided right now that her attention was a bonus, not the prize? You felt that flicker of freedom when you focused on your purpose and stopped checking your phone. You've tasted how powerful it feels to belong to yourself first. The man who is calm has his mind and hands steady. Marcus Aurelius, if you're ready to become unforgettable, comment below with "I am the star." Stop proving you're worthy. Start embodying it. You've spent too many nights dissecting every text, every look, every moment she seemed distant. You thought if you just tried harder, if you gave more, softened more, chased more, she would finally see you. But the men who are truly unforgettable aren't the ones who hustle for scraps of affection. They're the ones who stand rooted in who they are, who carry themselves like their value is already carved in stone.